家看了就把他们了，突击去这些的来说，这里上街个东西呢，就是就上街东西个，这上把车没东西就特别的说，我妈给家人出版的，看什么什么进他们街上边这些的嘞。
Trahidele to all who are joining on the live stream and who are here in person. I offer you the melody of immeasurable bodhicitta and immeasurable compassion, which occurs from 3 times of Buddhas. I offer you this to all thinking beings of 3 realms. Trahidele.
Opening prayer book, page 1. In the yellow book. Yellow book. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. For that purpose, until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. I take refuge in the Buddhas until attaining the essence of awakening. Likewise, I take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. Just as the Buddhas of the past gave rise to bodhicitta and progressed along the Bodhisattva's path, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path.
Noi sanje jedan sojen jonan la sanje pada dane jasunje daga jem saje besanam je dola benzo sanje no boyo.
Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings.
Noi mai nam ka dan nyam pe sen che dan je de wo dan de ve je dan de ba je dong a je dan da wa je dong a me be de wo da ne da wa je Nyeren jada nyedan darwe dang yola ne borjorje.
May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Now, Vajrakilaya text, page number 1. Today, whole morning session is in English.
Unto the spoken word lineage I pray, primordial contuzang dorje chang, Janis herukas leki wang mo, pravahasti dorje turjan sal, Dreame shanyan fin tamer bliss queen, Shila manju shakya devi king, and subjects 25 nanam chem, Shuburong zom and the clan of Kun. May the fortress of the view be gained, to reveal treasure lineage I pray. Churgir wanchuk plum dregs and gotem, untarnished vajra sangeling pa, Renchen palzong and self-liberated, Padma leng de nudan samling, Dorjet Ratan Chogyurling Me. Meditation's perilous path be crossed. To the Dharma holders who transmit venerable maniac, it glorious disciples newborn than Zozerlang, youthful Atsara lang lam jandur, his 4 disciples dar charen zang, rocha ter dagling chag me the rest, may conducts life force be ceased, I pray. To Gilaya's divine mandala, Vajra Sattva embodiment of peaceful and wrathful families display. Dharma Vajra, master of secrets, Vajra Vidarana, cutting through the root of delusive thought and you, Deity within whom is complete, all enlightened acts to tame beings, body of compassionate wrath you rise, from Dharma space, great blazing tamer of demons, the 100 mood dancer, splendorous great Heruka Vajra youth, mother Korla Gedem, union of primordial wisdom and basic space, 10 powers, perfections, 10 royal pairs, beast-faced ones, gatekeepers, oath-bound ones, mighties and the rest, to you I pray. Grant complete victory over Mara, a dark blue weapon, perfect itself, arisen Rigpa shines forth in the place of life force as wisdom wrath, when the pervasive wisdom Kila strikes into hope and Dharma to space. May it sever dualistic thoughts, skandhas, elements, and sense sources. The 3 seats fill Vajra channels, wheels, unelaborated consciousness is fulfilled as great bliss. Vajra Vajra when the Kila of boundless compassion strikes the beings of 6 classes may they seize the lifeline of compassion, the union of wisdom and form signs, meaning symbols, generate sparks of terrifying, blazing, wrathful ones. When bodhicitta's kila strikes the mother secret expanse, make clouds of emanations, sublime suns emerge, beings in existence are present as Vajra wrathfuls, yet they grasp at appearances and 3 poisons when the material kila of signs that never lets go strikes harm doers, may their pain be brought to a final end. Conquered the skandhas, demon karmic, body is freed as the deity. Conquered the demon of afflictions, is sealed off with bliss and emptiness. Conquering the death demon, one gains dominion of immortal life. Conquering the demon of gods, may we gain the spontaneous perfect ground. May the 4 acts and equalities be swiftly accomplished, and specially may the flames of wrathful mantra rites incinerate the evil hearts of hindering enemies and obstructors. May glorious Heruka's state be gained.
11, 12. 12.
Namo I and all Sanjan ones with reverent three doors take refuge in the Guru triple gem, yidams and victorious hosts. Namo I and all Sanjan ones with reverent three doors take refuge in the Guru triple gem, yidams and victorious hosts. Namo I and all Sanjan ones with reverent three doors take refuge in the Guru triple gem, yidams and victorious hosts. Alas, to free all Sanjan ones by transforming samsara to karma kilas mandala, I'll rouse for immeasurables. Alas, to free all Sanjan ones by transforming samsara to karma kilas mandala, I'll rouse for immeasurables. Alas, to free all Sanjan ones by transforming samsara to karma kilas mandala, I'll rouse for immeasurable.
Page 7. Om Benjaner da Gwendale Hana Hana Om Pe Om Soba Vashuddha Sarva Dharma Soba Vashuddha.
From the state of emptiness appears a broom, from which arises a jeweled vessel. Inside the vessel is an Om, from which appears a Torma, which transforms into nectar.
Om Ahom, Om Ahom, Om Ahom. Om Deven Deven Lokapala Saparevara Benza Samanza. Om Deven Deven Lokapala Saparevara Edam Balenda Om Devi Devi Lokapala Saparevara Idam Bolenda Kakagahe Kahe. Om Devi Devi Lokapala Saparevara Idam Bolenda Kakagahe Kahe. Om Devi
God's nagas, harm bringers, spirit kings, planetary beings, furious ghosts, humanoid beings, ghoul smell eaters, sandmoors, manmos, flesh eaters, mamos, spirits who haunt towns and moon demons, devil goddesses, goblin demons, local gods, spirits owning this land, custodian to guard the sanghas, wealth, treasure guards, lords of this holy site, other host of gods, demons, spirits, oath-bound Ganyan, spirits accepting this golden libation and Dharma, prepared with the purest substances, ease your minds of hostile, wicked thoughts, be my virtuous allies at all times, as I strive toward great awakening, making effort for sentient ones' sake. Please make the conditions favorable in this country's regions and places. Earth protecting Senma goddesses, Earth Lord spirits, kings, ministers, and retinues, accept this Dharma of pure substances and this golden dream, without being troubled, jealous, or intolerant, as I practice to accomplish my purpose and wishes, grant grant me this place of precious treasure, as I'll fulfill your wishes and hopes. Let me gain the fruits of my actions.
Page 13. Wait a moment.
Oh, sorry. In spontaneous nature's palace, vast even the concepts of obstructing and misleading do not exist when it is seen as timeless clarity. The mandala and its boundaries are established really naturally. And the pervasive primordially pure and spontaneous open expanse concepts of confession and confess self-liberate in their natural state. Yet should there be confusion caused by grasping at perceiver and perceived, I confess this ignorance to the hosts of self-arisen deity Samayam. Pure Amrita, primally self-born. all phenomena present in the ground. These three are the inexhaustible, unceasing elixirs. Om Hong Om Banzai Pushpe Dupe Aloke Gande Naivedye Shanta. Ahung phenomenal existence is the boundless palace amid a blazing dark blue triangle, the mandala, wherein the eternal grounds enclose an expanse of wrathful wisdom, flames within the boundless palace made from primordial wisdom, self-projections at its center on lotus, sun, moon, and four tangled demons stands up. Hong dark blue, beaming light gathering it back. I rise as unfabricated, perfect form, great, glorious Vajra youth, dark blue with three faces, 6 arms and 4 legs, spread wide in a hero's stance. Right face, white left, red central, dark blue. My grounds adorned with the 5 families. At my heart is the life force seed. Home, my 9 eyes glare fiercely to the 10 directions. My gaping mouth show fangs and twisting tongues. My 2 right hands hold five-pronged Vajras, my left hands wield a fire, Masan Katvanga. Between lower hands I roll a Mount Meru, Kila, thus complete I am with all fearsome charnel ground garments, great consort, Kologen, the blight, blue, one face, two arms, her right hand holds a blue lotus and embraces my neck. Her left gives a blood skull to my lips, and our foreheads blue kayam yung, and our throats red hayagriva pear, and our hearts blue yaman takam pear, or our navel chartreuse tutsi kilva yabyum, and our navels dark green mio yabyum, and our secret place blue tobchan pear, in our right shoulders white namgyal pear, in our left shoulders blue young and pear, in our right thighs a pink dugyal couple, in our left thighs amber kamsum couple, in four directions for supreme sons, and 10 spokes, 10 wrathfuls with consorts, and animal faced emanations. Each of these 24 wrathfuls has 3 faces, 6 arms, 4 legs spread wide, Vajra wings charnel ground adornments, wielding weapons marked with their own signs, at 4 gates, 4 beasts face gatekeepers round the mandala's periphery, sons emanations all bound attendants, the assemblies Shwanarema, earth sisters, copper, iron, and strange beings appear, thus the principal deity and court argent reputed in the main deity's heart on a sun, the thumb joint sized wisdom being rolls Akila in his heart on a sun, stands up grain sized gold Vajra wherein Hong is encircled by the mantra at each deity's crown is an Om at their throats and at their hearts. Hong 10 directions Buddhas now confer blessing, empowerment, our crowns adorned by Moga city as its sign.
71.
Vajrakilaya Sara Adita Momohala
Enemies, obstructors, and evil spirits, your Chita rotten Maraya hornbed. Om Vajrakilaya Magatala Magatala Pratala Pratala Shataraksha Hong. Enemies, obstructors, and evil spirits, Maraya hornbed. Om Vajrakilaya Rakta Zola Mandala Mandala Raksha Raksha. Enemies and obstructors, Washam Pura Maraya hornbed. Filled with furious compassion for evil ones, the sublime sun becomes passionately concerned for all beings of the three realms. I manifest as the great glorious one. In my right palm is a white apana moon mandala, and in my left palm is a red moon apana sun mandala. On the 5 fingers of my right hand are moon mandalas, the size of lentils, upon which are Om, Hong, Swa, Am, Ha. On the 5 fingers of my left hand are sun mandalas, the size of lentils, upon which are Mom, Lam, Mam, Pam, Tam. Dissolving into light, the seed syllables transform into the 5 implements. From these the 5 families instantly appear as the 5 male Buddhas and 5 consorts. Om Mahashunyata Jana Sobhava Atma Koham Samaya Ho Samaya Stam Vanzarhanjali. is a bodhicitta light emerging from the union of the male and female deities. Dissolve the Kila into shimmering light, transforming it into a blue Hong. Om Banzi Kili Kilaya Hong Jam. The Hong transforms into a dark blue, wrathful one with one face, 2 arms, and 3 eyes. He holds a Kila in his right hand and an iron hook in his left. His lower body is a 3-sided sky iron Kila with a savagely sharp tip, like hot iron drawn from a blacksmith's burning embers. He flashes with sparks of fire. I visualize Hunkara at the upper knot, the 8 wrathful ones at the 8-sided shaft, and Mahabala at the lower knot. All 10 wrathful ones are together with their consort and animal-faced emanations. At the 4 sides of the lower knot are the 4 gatekeepers, and below the water dragon are the 4 king warriors. At the 3 plates are the 12 Kilaya guardians. Every pore of myself and the sublime sun is filled with tiny dark blue wrathful ones the size of barley grains. With mouths wide open and fangs bared, they each have 1 face and 2 arms, and they brandish various weapons, reverberating with the sound of Kilaya. They fill us completely, leaving no gaps. The foreheads of the deities of the threefold mandala are marked with a white Om, their throats with a red Ah, and their hearts with a blue Hong. Terrifying, blazing, wrathful one, intrinsic nature of Buddha's forms, risen from Dharma to cause us to rise in this precious form. White light radiates from the Om syllables at our foreheads and makes delightful offerings to the forms of the victorious ones of the 10 directions. All the compassionate blessings of their enlightened forms are gathered back in the form of Om syllables. The light dissolves into our foreheads and causes our bodies to blaze with sublime splendor. Thus we embody all the Buddha's Vajra forms.
Om Vajrakilaya Kayam Benjanin
Zola Zola Prazola Prazola Spota Spota Sarvana Sapanaya Honte. Terrifying, blazing, wrathful one, intrinsic nature of Buddha's speech, risen from Vajradharma to cause our speech to rise as precious speech. Red light radiates from the Ah syllables at our throats and makes delightful offerings to the speech of the victorious ones of the 10 directions. All the compassionate blessings of their enlightened speech are gathered back in the form of Ah syllables. The light dissolves into our throats and causes our speech to blaze with sublime power. Thus we embody embody all the Buddha's Vajra speech.
Om Immeasurable Wakambedani
Sarvadushan Shri Shodanaya Om terrifying, blazing, wrathful one, intrinsic nature of Buddha's mind, risen from Vajra Dharma Dhatu, cause our mind to rise as precious mine. Blue light radiates from the Hong syllables at our hearts and makes delightful offerings to the minds of the victorious ones of the 10 directions. All the compassionate blessings of their enlightened minds gather back in the form of Hong syllables. The light dissolves into our hearts and causes our minds to blaze with sublime force. Thus we embody all the Buddha's Vajra minds.
Om Vajrakilaya Drupchen Petale Mandala Magutala Pratala
The light emerging from the seed syllables of the 3 mandalas, 3 vajras, pervades the 3 realms of samsara and empowers the life force of all sentient beings with primordial wisdom. The 6 afflicted states of beings living in the 6 realms of samsara are purified and transformed into the 6 seeds. Nri Su Tri Prendu. These 6 seeds then melt into light, transforming into Om Ahom. The light then gathers back and dissolves into the 3 places of the sublime sun and myself. The 3 realms are thereby brought under our power. Om Ahom. Om Ahom. Om Ahom. Sapashwari Samayan Zahom Bam Hom. Om love, compassion, your skillful means to help and tame beings as they require to complete Buddha activities. Please grant empowerment and cities here. With Savarana appear, light rays radiate into the 10 directions from the Hong at our heart and touch the victorious ones, the embodiments of the 5 kayas, together with their retinues. The mind streams of all those who have gone to bliss are invoked, and they are supplicated to grant empowerment. Thus the essences of their body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities descend like rainfall that possesses the nature of the 5 heroic seeds. With Samhadara Hum, they gather at the 5 places on our head, where they dissolve and transform into Om, Om, Tram, Shri, Ah, and Om, Lam, Mam, Pam, Tam. These transform into the 5 main karma Herukas, appearing as the Buddhas of the 5 families with consorts. The nectar that flows from the point of their union fills up our bodies. We become adorned with the blood-drinking deities and consorts who abide in union at the skull palace of our crowns, and the empowerment of the 5 wisdoms is perfectly fulfilled.
Page 21.
Light rays emanate from our hearts, inviting the wisdom beams. Ahung, revealing your blazing, wondrous forms risen from the pure and unborn sphere of Dharma, to great Vajra, youth with your court from that sphere, please come here to accomplish existence as you, and be granted empowerment. Cities wrathful wisdom, King Vajrakilaya, with your court, please come here and bestow Kilaya city, please manifest all the signs and symbols of success. Ahung, to free from evil the 3 realms and break the grip of pride, orgy, symbol, and retinue. pay one pointed up, me chati puho pratitsa hom. Hong a raise of offerings mine made and real cohe mergent union outer and inner and secret I present to the projected self-born deities. Please receive these offerings non-dually without acceptance or rejection. Om Banzer Argam Padyam Pushpe Dupe Aloke Gande Naivedye Shamda Pratita On greatam Rita crafted from it, main and 1,000 branches, great secret rocked of clash of space I offer with the great arm of the elixir Mahapancha Amrita Rakta Balingta Kahi Hong ignorance of mountainous pile of flesh craving a swirling ocean of blood hatred upon heap these we give to Dorje simple and his retinue. Om Ahom. Vajra, youth Dharma, sphere consort core loke, depth and wrathful kings, wisdom and means, formed and wrathful queens, from the innate sphere emanation sent to engage, axe tiger headed Zazu with fangs, bared mandalas for directional guards, slaughterers 12 kilaya guards, and beings of copper, iron, and conch, and all other oath-bound kila guards, homage and praise to you and your host. The time's come to fulfill your heart pledge, fulfill direct destructive action. Glorious, great Vajra youth, sons court dance, fiercely in Korlogidem's expanse, sound emptiness, mandra's melody roars like thunder. Thus I will practice until the Samaya is fulfilled in the ultimate expanse of space. Light rays radiate throughout the 10 directions from the seed syllable and the mantra string at my heart, invoking the 3 root Samaya from their very hearts. All their blessings of body, speech, and mind descend like rainfall in the forms of white Om, red All, and blue Om, dissolving ceaselessly into my 3 places. Then all the blessings and powers of all the victorious ones' compassion in the form of inconceivable Vajrakilaya deities, large and small, gently fall and merge with me. The deities of my body mandala, as well as the deities in union residing within my channels, are like the seeds of an open sesame pod. They and all the mandala deities recite the mantra, resounding like a broken beehive.
Rinpoche is muted. All right, I'll hear you.
Home.
Less so.
Hold away.
Danke, Rinpoche, Dashidele.
Oh, yeah, Dashidele. Tujichi. Tachitang, Tasanga, Shibaji, Katayang and the Shuri, Lord Mobo Shuri, Chitang, Sahashiba, Kichimuri, Sangha, the Rangarang Sangan, Ying Sangyawa, the Mari, Gangi, the same district, same G Tamji, like you, songs of the same G Tamji, same day, only the Shikimbo, Yeri, they've been a Jokin Song Gami, Joki Gari Tawati, oh. Sakchina, ye Sanji, Gokson, ye Sanji, Yang Sanji, Yang Tang Kareki, Jego, Jenny, Unja lover to me, dress on Saji, John Deke, 16 number Sanji, Unja lover to me, Tama, Dave, Sar Sanji, Muso, he take the drum, he same as long, save the unit Sanji, Jurang, same to same the Sanji in a May Sanji.
So yesterday, and again, spoke about the meaning of the secret mantra, the Vajrayana. And that's because the secret mantra is important. And it is secret, not in the sense of that it's someone else is hiding something from us, but we are hiding it from ourselves, really. And so what are we hiding from ourselves? It is our own Buddha nature. All sentient beings in the three realms have a mind, and because they have a mind, they possess Buddha nature. And this nature is explained in the Drupchen teachings as primordially pure, or in Mahamudra, it is said that the mind is originally the Buddha. So this kind of is an inherent, kind of a naturally hidden nature that is inherent within us. The Buddha said all beings are actually Buddhas. They are obscured by adventitious stains. When these stains are removed, beings are actual Buddhas. Keep these words in mind. Remember these words. So all that have a mind is a Buddha. Mind is a Buddha, and there is no other Buddha than one's own mind. So this is something you should first really gain a very strong confidence and kind of a certainty in.
Sanji Temba Shibandi, Dong Kariri, Septi Tapirang, the Shaking Boti, Charong Chago, the Shogori, Charong the Past Sangi, Japticha the Chipangore, the Sanji Temba Shiba, the Dairy, Sanji, the Dodo, the Giore, Gidi, Sanni, Daji Imeva, Seven Nerok Tonati, Nerok Toda the Young guitar, Chipachimbo, Trumi, or Cochino Chinam Yagi, Cochino Chinam Yag, Mingatu, and Songoni, Nelo Tona Tibacco, the Messi. Gari that the son Tajachul, Lord, took some more up there. Don't tell some Tajachuya, your mind. Same with the look Tona, that tobacco made Malari. Ne look dog a part of the shelves of a lot of mason. The Malari is so good part of the Slovakia. Later on, Commandant of your tongue to put the ne look dog by the kitchen, ne look dog by that. The rug is said with Nero Rang authority. Tak top tarry, same target. Rang said with Nero dog to Danatari. Ye top the Sanjay around the maid. Rang about house only. That be Charles the doctor of Giovanna. Dear Nishi Timo the Jena. These are the Zagmari, them Jockey Patter Bochi, Saxon they take on so on. To throw Tangi, Lagi, Kangan and a past joke, Lambochi, Somsaki, Gidin, the Laji Tolodor, Lambo Chende, Lani Nas Tola, the Tuzan Mambo, General Hakon, but sometimes Tuzan Kachajan, Tato, daughter of your young, the woman Tawara, so we'll look at the woman Tawa daughter of the Illuminati. They thought this heavy, they look my thought, but they should have the power to say you marry. You know, Gina Young somebody, Malari Pay somebody, they are 70 months on age.
And so the meaning of the Buddha's teachings, what's the actual meaning of the Buddha's teachings, or the purpose? So all sentient beings possess Buddha nature, but their mind has become like an ice block, and that ice block needs to melt. It needs to become one with the vast ocean. So that's the whole purpose of the Buddha's teachings. So this Buddha means Sangye in Tibetan. So Sang is this clearing away. So what needs to be cleared away is the dualistic thinking of self and other. And it is cleared away when you realize the true nature of your mind. There's one great Nyingma master, really a matchless master, that is the omniscient Longchen Rabcham. And he said in a text called the Immeasurable, the Treasury of Pith Instructions, he said that when you realize the natural state of your mind, there is no higher learning than that. So even if you were to study the scriptures for thousands of years, you would not be able to understand them all. But when you just realize the nature of your mind, you realize them all. You understand everything. Therefore, there is no higher learning than to know your true nature. Immeasurable said something similar in his teachings on the 10 paramitas, which you can also find in the 100,000 songs, which are quite easy to read and available to everyone. So in there he said, aside from realizing the nature of your mind, there is no other perfection of wisdom than that. So the most important thing, what we need to do is realize the nature of the mind. It is also said that that mind is the Buddha. There is nothing to be purified and it has also nothing to gain. It already is the Buddha. There is no other Buddha than that. It is just that the ice block has to melt into ocean water. But we cannot find a Buddha outside of ourselves. Then Dr. Pato Rinpoche said in the 3 words that strike the vital point, he said that what ordinary people do is keep the elephant at home, and then they go in the forest following the elephant footprint and trying to find the elephant, when actually it's been home all the time, and they go around looking for it. And that is just like engaging in very elaborate learning, hearing and learning and so on, when ultimately what we need to realize is already there with us. For example, according to the Madhyamaka, the middle way, so according to the scriptures, this is resolved through the middle way. It is just the mind without grasping that we need to recognize. And until you have realized your true nature, you have not perfected the parameter of wisdom, no matter how much you learn. And so this has been proven by the instructions of Milarepa, Longchen Rabcham, Pato Rinpoche, all these great masters. Also?
They have also that counts the son of Tapush is, so the trainer is down is. Get a set of tree and so several in a lean royal teller. Daji needing to my mason tonatry, Tanam did the Tapuchalatry, Tapuchakan production on the Chayogore. Madap the water, Simon, Dimar Sheen, Tritonchi to Batabella. They come to draw a dog Shalomore. They draw a dog Charles, the Kari Char, Dadi Char. Dadi ni bola, that ye pig lorry, Jobusan ye pin semin tongue, the Lani Sodima, check the Sanji Tiban was on, and put yin pig lord Jerami, but it was the Ogore, the judge was the Ogore, the judge was the certain Zabel luggage looked up you did it, Yori, the American Gedimba, the Zabel luggage looked up Yogori, Gedimba Yogori, the shake your longest Yoku, the say Gedimba, she looked up it. Nagi genuine battery, met out the rock, career, Julius Abati, Niggy, you take some get him by the head. Or somebody you get solo literally, the reason of Sanjay on water dog, nor some Niggy the starchable, says don't starchable my head. Save the literally cook, send the little Sancho Seuna. They take a Jidu, they took the don't know what you drop on your that came a bit done. There's something that's archable. This the draws of chat of the Niggy, the head of use of bag and the draws of chat that are Niggy or is it? They are the draw Tanjay, there's somebody can get you. Draw a million more chiller, that you get men, that double the pump took a jar, that is what a milli jacky or or some Niggy baby chung carry, doubling the they're doing just a tower church, doing just chick mato from a dandy. The immortal papa, Sacho subject papa, why she a papa so, papa nagunity, papa did so good. The depth of so good, there are country, Jabia Yori, Temple and Yori, Takashi, the target, the quarter, Tara country, Nerchi, Zabla Mountain, so garity, like simple long, payson, the temple, Yayo, I can't even bring my the temple is the Lord.
And so, one thing I want to speak about today is a song of Immeasurable that was translated by Khenpo Tsultrim Gyamtsum. And so Khenpo Tsultrim Gyamtsum was so kind as to take some of the most important songs of Immeasurable and translate them and then kind of compile them into a booklet. And so in one of those songs, it says, Immeasurable says, in the divine palace of the self-born three realms, wherever I stay is a pure land. Whoever I meet is the Yidam deity, and whatever I do is the display of Dharmata or the Dharmakaya. And so all sentient beings in the three realms, so the palace, the self-born palace of the three realms, that means that all sentient beings in the three realms possess Buddha nature. And so it is just that currently they grasp at dualistic existence. They have dualistic thoughts of self and other. But if we cultivate a pure perception, the dualistic thinking will disappear. When there is no more dualistic thought and just a pure perception, then everything you see, wherever you go, is a pure land. And so just now, because we have an impure perception and we perceive things as possessing a substantial concrete existence, we manifest, we perceive temporarily the six realms of samsara, and that is this ice block, this temporary ice block. How did it become an ice block? It is due to self-grasping. And the antidote to self-grasping is the altruistic mind. The perfect Buddhas arise from the altruistic mind. So this is really this line really is the beginning of the Buddha's teachings. From the very beginning, this is what we need. We need an unwavering, firm, and vast altruistic mind, a wish to benefit others. And we can also find that in other religions in the world. The other religions in the world all possess good qualities. And this is how I see it. I see myself as a Sangha, and I see all other religious practitioners as Sangha. And that's the outer Sangha. Any spiritual person is a Sangha. The inner Sangha is compassion. So anyone who possesses compassion is an inner Sangha. And that we also find in the animal realm. There's animals with love and compassion. If you have bodhicitta, if you have compassion, you will do things to benefit others. Also, scientists have researched that, and they have also found that within the animal realm, often we see some published images of animals that display compassion. So we find that in the animal realm, there are animals with great love and compassion. And then when we look at the human realm, even though we supposedly have a precious human body, there's many humans that have not much compassion. When we look around in the world, there is a lot of conflict, a lot of war, and all of that is perpetrated by human beings. And so that is the fault of not having enough love and compassion. It creates a lot of suffering around the world. In this prayer, we say, may beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And there is only one cause of suffering, and that is self-grasping. And the antidote to that is the practice of Vajrakilaya. And of the 4 kilas, there are 2 most important ones, and that is the kila of bodhicitta and the wisdom awareness kila. There's an explanation on those kilas that you can also find in the lineage supplication, and I've explained that supplication many times before. And also, it was explained extensively in the Vajrakilaya book that was published. And in that book also, I really put everything in there that I could, that I knew myself. So I shared whatever I do know due to the kindness of my own root guru, and hoping that it will cause some great benefit. So this book also was not something that just kind of appeared without my input, but actually it was my request. I asked for that book to be published.
So Garchen
Rinpoche says, I'm sorry, I didn't see at the time. We actually over the time already for taking a break, so sorry. Let's take a break now.
Take break for 20 minutes.
Yung got Hakodo, gates had to walk daughter, Lamsam, the bigger. Nima ready to say, Mazina, what daughter, what I am, the child. Taki go, Tama Gayore. So not so good. Tama Gan, this is mother of that. Receive Willie Johnny, the Dharma receive books also. Receive Kaladi Sago.
Yeah, so Rinpoche is eating those precious pills, like a Tibetan medicine, Rinpoche, and so they're really, really very precious. So he said, I wouldn't know what to do without them, because so just eating them, I'm able to actually now speak, because I'm actually a bit out of breath, short of breath these days. But when I eat them, then I can walk around and I can speak. Otherwise, that would actually be very difficult, since I'm really short of breath. But I like to speak to you, and that's also why I always insist on coming for Sunday pujas. And so that's really also partly to do with those precious pills. And those precious pills, there's a Tibetan medicine that comes from Dharamsala, is produced in Dharamsala, and so you can just like eat it like food.
Okay.
That's how.
That's why.
That's what Rinpoche.
제보도 학과들 주력 탐지해더니 딱 소설링 송강은 냠도 되지 다 쪼리 체기도 같이 해도 같이 주력됐다 같이 라면 전부 무슨 냠도 요리 딱 콩이 좋아 쏠 봤는데 콩을 리스트가 매이지 늘라만 냠도리 콩왜 강이 되고 동득 망고다 그거리 들 콩들이 오다 체대 콩 고지당 안에 박당송에 지와서만 맞춰요 요리 참아 제가 쓰면 줄로 떠나 용만이 돼. 줄도 세서는 렉차래지. 줄도 그 쏘도그 인성 공대서 그래. 되는 것이 라만라 지담 년냠데 공동 하래네. 나 남부 줄을 내가 얘기 지지나. 말해봐는 이 차그래서 아들이 부족 하는 무슨 말이야. 그 줄로 탐실 용디 전부 요리 배 맛이 배. 사바다 hinge를 말해 줄로 끼기가 요만이. 그래서 자체 정도 살아야지.
There's also one thing I would like to share with you, and that's actually something I haven't really shared with anyone for like 20 years. And so that's during my time in prison, when I was in prison. So it's a story about that, but so the story is about the fact that there are many different religions in the world, and all of these religions practice love and compassion to some extent, but there is no religion that doesn't practice love and compassion. And some of them actually are extremely diligent when it comes to their faith in their religion. So when I was in prison, in the Siling prison, so there was one master whose diligence was the greatest, and that was actually a Muslim master, like a Muslim Lama or master, yeah. And so we were together in that prison, and he had so much faith in his religion that he would say that he will not forsake it, even at the cost of his life. He would never give it up. And he would, for that purpose, he would endure a lot of abuse and beating, and he would endure it. And he would say that those communists, they can destroy my life, this life, but then there is still the next life. And as long as I do not give up my religion, then it is okay if they kill me, because then there will be a next life. So that is a kind of real perseverance and diligence, the conviction he had in his religion. And all of us Buddhist Lamas with him, we were really amazed, impressed by him. And we thought that he's not even a Buddhist, but if a Buddhist would have that kind of courage and determination, they would become just like Milarepa. We were quite amazed by him. And so it really made me see that all of the religions really have incredible qualities. And there is no religion that doesn't practice love and compassion. It's just maybe it varies to different degrees, but all religions practice it. That's so?
드리다다 저땅 주로 이와디 제야요마 주로 탐지 드리 삼진 베자바리 옛날부터 다 남바가더니 주반부터 돈바 라미 사제는 뭐지 저바 라미 탐주는 뭐지 리바 라미 게지는 뭐지 나는 미바스톰 속으로리 대선은 드리지 동의 요사래 동의 요사래 동의 요나가 다된 것서 남바들이 다 좀 뭐지 랑고를 갖고 이렇게 랑게 참아미지 저기 다도 다 하고 오네 드리다 때 라고는 다 우리들이 삼지 자정들 최종 거래. 들은 김포인 증민부터 그리고 아리자사와 센터를 팼네. 그 콩국송진 낭도 대인의 콩국들이 콩국 잠불는 게 줄록 탐지 콩 타박을 장치와 이스 이내한테는 남바게 주대서 땡자 버리스 가리를 삼지 자치도 대를 탐지 게적 득방 직바치 땅리 이내한테는 삼티에들아 드리나랑 주로 진다데 삼바를 삼티를 채 혹시 채미 삼바 채미 삼바 채미 된 이제 채미데 나과 차지 봐마도 너도 송송도 또 콩도 다 추르서 그래 콩다고 대송은 저기 되리면 또 저거 마키들 강나 짜치고 이렇게 말이 그래서 다 저도 차잖아 또 말람이 차지는 뭐지 또 말람이 담치는 거잖아 동발에 당소 빼는 몇 도보 하세요. 몇 도보 되게 당나 다니 저도 맛이 받았다고 잡들 갖고 요래 저거 돼. 이나 건초 좀 잡주잖아. 잡주 동발에 잡으려니 토도 차니 대리 정도 다토 사지에 공항마 토바들 제발 제발 내가 처리게 되어 그러면 당 다토 차지에 공항 토지 내가 다토기 비용지 단 남부 잡주 동발 대인 주거래. 뭐만 빠라고 숨말이 다 추드면 용용이 추 망보 용네 추드면 망보면 저 타마 사기에 갖고 요래지 뭐 말에시 잠들 때는 끼와 랑니 내 구성적지 메가통 잡주도 봐 라도 잡주도 봐 톡탈이 냠이 강야만 있는 렉차리시 몇디 단위 정도 내가 초린 다속 사지 삼았다 와서 그 초축을 위했다고 해 대류에들이 또 말라미 사기는 뭐지 뒤집어 주지 쪼발라면 다 주는 뭐지 대성들이 당주다 사기의 취가 견디면 속을 거래 견디면 탑지 그 견디 송탑지 톡사지 견디 끌고 조선 창그래시 뒤뒤 나무 치는 애들이 쪼아지다는 적인지 저를 나서 봐 쪼아지지 요래지 저 너와 죽다 요 말이야 남바 사기에 보이되네 파 쪼아지지 취 다주주면 취 남랑 장매 바래지 저 너거나 저를 가는 콘데 람도 뜯더라고 요래 저또 너니가 너 탑도 이네 요 말이 너 탑도 다 나부 보이던 연구 요래 그 뭐가 주제 취다 정대 보여가 나니 연구 요래 단사보 보여를 삼도 다 사고 요래 대외단 잡을 이렇게 보여도 삼도 다 내시라 때 당그래지 난 맥체 듣고 요래 대외들한 거 이와는데 보여도 삼도 다 이제 날 답을 잡탐나 약본도 없삼 제 제인소디 몰라요 좀 데이터를 해야지 그 기본 좀 미부터送이 대외되는 것도 이제 초과해야지
And so now, in general, we should not at all make any divisions between different religions. All religions are incredible, have incredible qualities. And so then in the Buddhist religion, we always make this food offering prayer. Lamas Rinpoche, this one, right? So I'm offering to the inconceivable or the insurmountable Buddha, the unsurpassed Buddha. Then I offer to the unsurpassed protection and the Dharma, and I offer to the unsurpassed Sangha. So there's this 3 times we mentioned this word, and there's some significance to it, to using this term unsurpassed. So for someone like myself, it is it's not so much learning. It is hard to say the Buddha's teachings are very really, when it comes to bodhicitta, for example, or love and compassion, without really understanding what other religions do. So I can't really say that. But what it seems that the difference is that even though others do have love, practice love, there is some kind of a measure to it, a limit. Buddhism, it is less, measureless. And I gained certainty in that because of one thing that I heard Khenpo Chingme Phuntsok say. When Khenpo Chingme Phuntsok once visited Washington, D.C. in America, he said that he had studied all of the different religions of the world. And he found that there is no religion that has this measureless and immeasurable love. All the religions do have a practice of practicing virtue and abandoning non-virtue. And they also practice love and compassion, but there is some kind of limit to it. Whereas in Buddhism, the love and compassion we develop is limitless. And he found that this is something I only encountered in my studies of Buddhism. And so because he, who is a great renowned scholar, because someone like him determined that, and someone like him who actually studied all the other religions, he has some authority to make a statement like that. And he can say that, and we can trust in that. Someone like myself who doesn't have that kind of knowledge, it's more difficult to say. But so that is basically this term, the meaning of the term, the immeasurable or the unsurpassed Buddha, or offering to the unsurpassed Sangha. So, for example, if you have a friend and you say that from today onward until we die, I will always look after you. That's quite a difficult thing to commit to, actually. But then if we take refuge in the 3 jewels, we take the refuge vow, that will stay with us, not just in this life, but until attaining enlightenment. From lifetime to lifetime, you will always take birth in the higher realms, and ultimately you attain enlightenment. And that's a quality of the Buddhist refuge vow. You have this twofold benefit. That's also one thing that my father actually taught me. So I remember a conversation where I would say that, there's not so many Dharma practitioners in the world. And so because there are so few real practitioners, it's really hard to attain enlightenment. And he said, no, there are all these holy representations of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind. If one just sees them, or if one just takes the refuge vow, and aside from that, doesn't do any other practice, one is still going to be okay, because you have the refuge of the 3 jewels, and that will stay with you until you attain enlightenment. And through that grace, you will always be born in the higher realms, and you will ultimately attain enlightenment, because the jewels will never forsake you. And also that's why we call them unsurpassed, offering to the unsurpassed Buddha and the unsurpassed Dharma. And so it's the Buddha and the Dharma ultimately depend on the Sangha. And therefore, it is also said that within one Sangha, the 3 jewels are contained. Yeah, so the body is the Sangha, the speech is the Dharma, and the mind is the Buddha. So another quality of the Buddha's teachings is that we can condense. We can elaborate, we can spread out, and then we have this whole vast universe. And that is something that many other religions can also do. There's much elaboration, much projecting out, but there's really nothing that gathers everything to a single point. And that is actually one thing that Buddhism does, and specifically Tibetan Buddhism, or through the Tibetan language. The Tibetan language, which is like a Dharma language, has this great skill in condensing the vastness into a single essence, abbreviating, condensing everything into an essence. So we can do both. We can expand and we can condense. And so in the completion stage, the dissolution, all of samsara and nirvana is condensed into a single essence. And actually, there's no other kind of method or religion that has that kind of method to condense everything into this single essence. And especially in the Tibetan language, we have this ability to condense everything into its essence. And so that is why the Tibetan language, and also Sanskrit actually, the Tibetan and Sanskrit language are extremely profound, because they have an ability to condense the Dharma and to condense all fields of knowledge, really. And it has been my wish that these languages spread around the world, because if people know them, then an inner eye, so to speak, can open up. And that is why I really wanted that Sanskrit and Tibetan really spread around the world. And that has been accomplished. And now somebody like Khenpo Jigme Phuntsok said something like that about the quality of the Buddhist teachings. And because he said that, somebody like him said that, we can really place our trust in it. Lasso?
Nyami Tamji, Sanchuk Tim Dogo, Sanchuk Tim Sanchuk Tim Nabani, Papa General Songena, Nyami Jaya, Tamji, the no tech in Yam Diori, the Papa Zandi, the Golden Job was the system Notana, Thomas Jedek with the Chatham, Song Samari, British to Young de Tamsi, then they say Jari, the rest of the Lita, that Chupong Jay Tong Sawa Sanchuk Tim Song. The Papanani, the Sanchuk Sim, Sanchuk Sim Papatella, Sasanchuk Sim de Papason, Sasanchuk Sim de Papate, the Nita, Chemi Jerry, Chemi Jerry, Chemi Jenny, Samba Chemi, Samba Chemi de Jena, the Nita, Samba Chemi, but the chop door that the Sanchuk Sim the Papason and so on. Who comes from the chapter, comes from the Kari Chapter origin. Comes from the Dongeo by the Torgo, comes from the Dongeo by the Donge the Kaigi Chegadog, Donge the Dandi Chegadog. The Dandi the nature or Kaigi Pigadog, that Yimpi Logos are so to Pigadog. There it comes from safety chapter 2 some day away, Tosoramatina. Oh, that comes from safety Donge the Shine, Donge Shippers are from Dongbawas are so comes from safety Donge the Lana. Oh, three Ramji, Mugotin, and Nijay, the way it's all so sorry to boil money. They are out the way she did just the way just the Dadi, chocolate she. The Dadi got the Dadi Rangasan Dadi dog. They rang Dadi, the Compton City Dadi Devatoe. Dadi Chipari, oh, comes from the Compton Dadi on a river, Dadi to Angatari, he just the way you Tambotoma Chong, Coca, Joca, Mother Lega, the Nang same to die on that Tato, Tatang Yongori. They called them to reading for yes song, just this gossip and song. They will die, the name and the dark day doing Jones, something that is to them and so on. Don't need time chase our dancing, the theater touch, the digital of here. Doba Kaditona, Donga the Dungi, Jota Tower to do the Dadi the Tago out. Dadi the Tago, Taka Sabzi go out. Something is about Sabi Bago. Penanga Singapore, Pachongi or Pache, or the con not take the call gum to me, con not take you gone to the whole horse. That's Sabat semi to go gone. This is the way the show the 3 days something to low taking your gone, the con gone. Low taking not talk to call. Quarter. Coco Machado too. Carisio. Coachara Tamala Sabo Chad. Does some just semi Sabasimi, you get it away. So Charles of Tins, me, Tamil, Jala, Tamil Sabole. Supported. There was total Larina. Jala, Tamil supported something. Buy you, Bato. Can't you don't need to buy you in some. There is Sabata, Sabta Semi Jilla. Tatala Tamil Sambor, I'm jigging with there is something you need coming that Dadi songs. There is, oh, 17,000 lambs come to take it the way or is. Lambs didn't double the American sort of it. That was about the majority. Take a dandy, the other to do chat there. They did it 2,000 meters. You somebody send me and tattoo it to not talk send this may be she did quite she song. There is Dadi Zavan me, Dadi Nidi Zavan me, same Kwan Namkata with it. There's Hajachipol. Yeah, Sajachipol, Sawa didn't. Ni do Tamji, do it, Tonju Tamji, do it, Meta, Meta, but in Tato money, your marisi. Oh, two master, read it, one and do it, Meta, same it, same that one, same to get a mother couldn't go. There is the need, Chadang motor, that water in Changui. Two seven that mean, Chadang motor, they say, now calling it yellow. Oh, Chuka Namkata, the requires Papa, young Rick some joke, young Rick said, sent a Namka shape in a chocolate on the Japan angel. Same time, don't name me, but they are simple. Oh, we need to be already the carrier. That would turn down with them at home, that don't name me, but they are simple already. This similarity me, pendant me. That is the turn down them with the Hakos on the top of them and will look already. They thought the Hakon, Yamitrin, Yamno dinner, the Hako took away. There is none but it, never them at the Archimoimba, can't Archibald, the Santos is Archibald, Santos 7. Don't start, go to Santos and Sebi, Julia, don't dump the Hako, don't dump the same Namka, they choke though. Namka, they took a Namka, longer that told you the Ramji, 78 This had your custom going on the Chulam Tamki, custom Ramji in a song. What day you are custom Roman, by Oma, or 3 teeth, that the Nachi, the stock Nazi by the custom of Honor, or 3 teeth and 1,000 sound joke, I hear the leg.
So, in all of our practices within Buddhism, we have kind of a section where we expand, and then in the end we condense, we gather, and ultimately all the Buddhist practice must gather in bodhicitta. There's 2 kinds of bodhicitta. And also now when we practice Vajrakilaya, and we read the text, the main part of the sadhana, the visualization from beginning to end, that is really the essence of all of it. And also it is explained in the lineage supplication, which we have already explained before. And so it is said that the 84,000 Dharma teachings have their roots in bodhicitta. And within the Vajrakilaya practice, the outer kila is the kila of bodhicitta. And so here it refers to the 4 immeasurables, the relative bodhicitta, and mainly immeasurable love. When immeasurable love arises within you, your mind becomes pervasive. The light of bodhicitta pervades all the 3 realms. That also comes up in the Kila blessing or consecration. The light pervades the 3 realms. So what is it? How does the light, this light of bodhicitta, pervade? In order for your mind to pervade the three realms, you have to understand, you have to feel the suffering of sentient beings in the three realms and know where it comes from. It comes from self-grasping. So this disease of self-grasping, how can it be healed? We need altruism and bodhicitta. So if you want to pervade the three realms, all beings in the three realms, you must have love. And this love must feel the suffering of sentient beings. So it comes to your mind. And so that essentially is practicing the noble truth. There is the first one is you must recognize suffering. And the second one is you must understand the origin of suffering. And if you understand suffering, then even if you don't want to cultivate compassion, it will just happen naturally. It will just arise if you really understand suffering. And then when this compassion arises, when you really feel the suffering of others, it will also affect you and also make you feel unwell. But so first you have to understand suffering. Then you have to understand the cause of suffering, self-grasping. Then where is that self-grasping? It's in your own mind too. And so my self-grasping and the self-grasping of all those sentient beings, is there a connection? It's actually one and the same. So there is this idea of a self. Even if we don't have a body that we identify with, like a mental body, there still is self-grasping. Or an animal, like an ant, for example, is running around all busy all day long because of that, because of self-grasping. The ants, they work so hard, they work just like human beings. And they experience a lot of suffering because of self-grasping. So this is something we have to really experience by reflecting on it. And Jigten Sumgön said in the Gongchik that which wanders in the ocean of samsara, of suffering, is the body. The body goes around. And in the 37 Bodhisattva practices, it says, all suffering without exception comes from wishing for one's own happiness. So the root of all suffering is self-grasping. You have to decide upon that. And whenever we do any practice, we always begin with this opening prayer. And one line says, may beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. So may beings be free from self-grasping and may they cultivate love. What they need is love, immeasurable love. Actually, it reminds me of a story of a young man in Singapore, a disciple, and a while back in Singapore, he came to speak to me and he said that I can't do all kinds of practices, but give me one practice, one thing for me to practice for the next time. And I told him, just practice love, immeasurable love, just meditate on that. Understand the suffering of sentient beings, and then just meditate on love. And so do this for a year or two until we meet again. And so then that's what he did. And so the next time we met, he said that maybe I've become really kind of a strange person. Maybe I've become a little bit weird because I also feel a lot of compassion. I feel great love for even like things that are not beings, like objects. I feel very gentle towards different objects even. Maybe that's a little bit weird. But actually, this is how it becomes. When you cultivate love, you treat everything with much gentleness. All beings, but also all things. Every object, everything. You treat it with a lot of tenderness, a lot of gentleness, and that's because when you cultivate love, you develop like a heedful mind. So you're very conscientious in whatever you do. toward beings and also objects. Actually, it is said that what we call emptiness is a mind that is heedful. So therefore, if you just train the mind in love, if you just think of love, then naturally this gentleness toward everything will arise. And that is a sign that self-grasping is diminishing. So it begins with bringing to mind the suffering of sentient beings. It's very important to remember that, to bring that to mind. And then you just cultivate immeasurable love. You just sustain that state continuously all the time. And this is how self-grasping gets lesser and lesser. And then this immeasurable love will ultimately make you realize the ultimate bodhicitta, which is the non-dual primordial wisdom or mind. And that is the wisdom awareness kila. It is when all dualistic thoughts have dissolved into the space-like mind. That is what we also call the state of Mahamudra. The state of Mahamudra is the state where you realize the nature of all appearance of the universe and all beings within the universe, all compounded phenomena. You perceive all the impermanent nature of all compounded phenomena, and because permanent, they are ultimately empty, so they don't inherently exist. So now there is this idea that I am here, I exist, but that's also impermanent, and because it is impermanent, so if you think you are your body, the body is impermanent. So it's empty. So then you may think, okay, it's the mind, I'm the mind. And then you take this mind of self-grasping and attachment and hatred with you. And this is what causes you to take birth in the 6 realms of samsara. But when you look at your mind and you see that actually the self is nowhere to be found in your mind, when you realize that, then attachment and hatred have no more a place to live. So they can no longer exist if there is no self. And that is what we call the Dharmakaya. The Dharmakaya is like space. That is the wisdom, awareness, kila. It's the unification of awareness and space. It is that when you realize that mind is no different than space, you have mastered the Dharmakaya, and you have reached a state of great bliss beyond suffering. And that is something that can be attained because it is the ultimate nature of all sentient beings. Whenever you see your true ultimate nature, you see this state of bliss that is beyond suffering. And that is a state that once seen, it is unchanging. Eternal state. And there are many books about that you can read. And once you understand that, it's important to apply that to practice. And so this is why we say that the Buddhist practice is so precious. It's precious because of bodhicitta. And so we have those 2 kinds of bodhicitta. The relative bodhicitta are the 4 immeasurables. And when the 4 immeasurables arise within you, as a result, you will realize the ultimate bodhicitta, the space-like nature of the mind, the Dharmakaya. The Dharmakaya is your space-like nature. And the rainbow-like Sambhogakaya naturally engages in the benefit, the welfare of sentient beings. It is said that all phenomena have the nature of the 3 kayas. So all of samsara and nirvana is actually the 3 kayas. And so that is a special, the Vajrayana teachings within Buddhism, that everything has the nature, is pure, has the nature of the 3 kayas. And so with that, we stop the teachings here for today and Dashidele. So.
mantra garland, light rays and a second garland issue forth, passing from my mouth into the mouth of the consort. The self-resounding mantra proclaimed by the inconceivable dakas and dakinis in the consort's four chakras arouses the mind stream. From the control's secret place, the mantra garland enters my vajra, and the deities residing within my channels proclaim the sound of the mantra. I visualize the mantra garland dissolving ceaselessly into my heart.
Om Benta Kala Kala Yanza Hom Bawa Katam Kayen Zayen Benzaya Anzade Aparanzade Marazen Dhammatanaye Sarvam Bene Bam Hom Be Hom Benta Kala Kala Yanza Hom Bawa Katam Kayen Zayen Benzaya Anzade Aparanzade Marasena Dhammatana Sarvam Bene Bhavam Be Om Benza Kala Kala Zahom Bhava Kadam Kaye Zayem Benza Aparanzade Marasena Dhammatana Sarvam Bene Bhavam Be Om Benza Kala Kala Zahom Bhava Kadam Kaye Zayem Benza Anzade Aparanzade Marasena Pamardhanaya Sarvam Bine Bhavam Be Om Benza Gide Kala Zahom Bhava Kadam Kaye Zayem Benza Anzade Aparanzade Marasena Pamardhanaya Sarvam Bine Bhavam Be Om Benza Gide Kala Zahom Bhava Kadam Kaye Zayem Benza Anzade Aparanzade Marasena Pamardhana Sarvam Bine Bhavam Be Om Benza Gide Kala Zahom Bhava Kadam Kaye Zayem Benza Anzade Aparanzade Marasena Dhammatana Sarvam Bine Bhavam Be La la o ga 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 nga ja 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 nya da 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 na pa 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 ma yara la va shaka sa ja sa wa ma o ra ra la la o ga 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 nga ja 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 nya da 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 na pa 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 ma yara la va shaka sa ja sa wa ma ra ra la la ga 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 ma ja 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 nya da 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 na pa 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 ma yara la va shaka sa ja so om banzar sato samaya mana palaya banzar sato tino pa di tanda do me bava sute kayo me ba subo jayo me bava anuragdo me bava sarva siddhi me baya sarva karma sujan Siddham Shiriyam Guru Hom Ha 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 Ho Bangave Sarva Tatam Gatam Benza Mamim Benza Bhava Ma Samaya Sato Om Benza Satwa Samaya Manu Pala Benza Satwa Dino Bhadita Dido Me Bhava Sudaya Me Bhava Subhajaya Me Bhava Anuragdo me bhava sarva siddhi me bhayata sarva karma sujame citam shiryam guru hom ha 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 ho bangave sarva tatangatam benza mamim benza bhava maha samaya satva Om Banda Sato Samaya Manopala Banda Sato Dinopa Dita Me Baba Sada Onarato Me Baba Sarva Siddhi Me Payata Sarva Karma Sada Me Dita Hyayam Guru Ho Ha 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 Wo Bangave Sarva Tatanga Dabenda Mame Meza Benda Ma Samaya Satwa Ome Ye Dharma Hede Baba Hede Dugan Tadanga Heyo Waden Dugan Zayo Naroda Avam Bodhi Maha Shamana Sova Ome Ye Dharma Hede Baba Hede Dugan Tadanga Heyo Waden Dugan Avam Bodhi Maha Shamana Yesova Ome Ye Dharma Hede Baba Hede Dugan Tadanga Heyo Dugan Zayo Naroda Avam Bodhi Maha Shamana Sova
Om glorious great Vajrakilaya and divine court, please come here. I make outer, inner, and secret offerings. I praise your body, speech, mind, qualities, activities. I confess transgressions, heedlessness, and confusions, vows marred, broken, lovingly consider me with compassion, and please grant all accomplishments to
The descending blessing.
page 36. Gurus, knowledge holders, deities, dakinis, and oath-bound ones gathered like clouds in the sky. Through the power of your pasamaya, please consider us with love and shower down great blessings upon this mandala and us yogins. mandala equal to space. Deity, you manifest existence as Vajrakilaya Vajra you and your mandala acted great compassion, unbiased, unobscured, with timely Vajrasamaya, please send down great blessings, send great waves of compassionate activities upon this unsurpassed secret mandala of accomplishment. Please send down great enlightenment body, speed,